Hello and welcome to this video. As usual, my name is Mary, in charge of training and career advisory services here at Corporate Staffing. And today we are discussing on how you can develop good leadership skills. I'm glad I am joined by one of our lead trainers for strategic leadership and management skills. And he will be expounding more on self-awareness and how it comes in handy when it comes to developing your leadership skills. Thank you so much, Godfrey, for joining.
Pleasure being here, Mary.
Great.
Yes.
I know this is an area that you are very passionate about.
Exactly.
Yeah, when it comes to people development and just honing leadership and management skills.
Sure.
There is always a question that everyone keeps asking. Are leadership skills or are leaders born or made? So this makes me to ask the same question, like, is leadership and development, is it something that is innate or it's something that can be learned?
Thank you, Mary. Indeed, those are concerns that are very, very valid. Mm-hmm. So I've also encountered people who will tell you, me, I will never take up any managerial or supervisory roles, mm-hmm. Because people will hate me, or I don't want to just get into trouble with others. Mm-hmm. So back to your question, whether this is inborn or leaders are born or made. So when you look at different people come with unique skills, unique capabilities, strength. So we differ as human beings, mm-hmm. and some of these traits are around being in authority, focusing on delivering results. On that basis, some people are ahead of others when it comes to dealing with others. Mm-hmm. So on that front, we can say some people are a step ahead than all the others. And it's for that reason that some organizations before, if they are looking to hire a manager or to groom someone into management or supervisory functions, they'll first look at their traits. This sometimes could be in form of administering psychometric tests, just to test your temperament, are you a choleric, are you a sanguine, or are you a phleg who may not be able to be firm with others. Mm-hmm. So on one front, it is inborn. There are people who are already a step ahead. Mm-hmm. The other school of thought is the developmental approach, that this is a skill like any other skill that one can learn, mm-hmm. can be guided, supported, and be very good at it. Mm-hmm. The most unfortunate thing that I keep seeing is that companies keep promoting employees who are good at doing their work, the tasks, mm-hmm. but they may not be good at people. But since they've given the results, the company is happy, everyone is celebrating, mm-hmm. They reward this person with a managerial role, mm-hmm. and this person ends up struggling, mm-hmm. and sometimes they may not even be able to even do now their own part, because mm-hmm. leadership is about people. Mm-hmm. It's not about the tasks. Mm-hmm. So some companies or some organizations, they fail on that critical part of preparing someone to deal with people, because, as they say, take care of the people, they will take care of the results, the business. Exactly.
Interesting.
Yes.
You've mentioned about personality and temperament.
Yes,
this brings me to self-awareness.
Yes,
what role does self-awareness play when it comes to leadership and management skills?
Critical role, I would say. And I say so because several decades ago, our forefathers, leadership was about wisdom. Even biblically, you look at Solomonic wisdom, a lot of things to pick from that. So leadership was about wisdom. And borrowing from a philosopher, Alvin Toffler, an American writer and futurist, who said, the illiterate of the 21st century is not the one who cannot read or write, but one who cannot learn and relearn. So on this side of now how you deal with people, it's no longer about wisdom, but rather we talk about emotional intelligence. One who is aware of themselves, aware of their environment, aware of the people above you, what do they expect out of you, and those who are below you, how how do you treat them as people, not as just workers? All you look at is the work, not looking at them as human beings. Yes. So self-awareness today is the wisdom of yesterday. Yes.
Interesting.
Yes.
When it comes to the steps now, in order to be able to gain a better understanding of an individual's strengths or weaknesses or even leadership styles, what steps can I take?
Thank you, Mary. So on the how, like how can a manager or one become better at being effective as a leader? I will talk about the stakeholders that you're dealing with as a manager or as a supervisor, whichever level you are. You're dealing with stakeholders above you. This could be your supervisor, your superior. If you are the helm or at the top, maybe the board. You're looking at people who are at the same level with you, your peer supervisors, peer managers. Below you, you're looking at your juniors. And being self-aware, first to understand what role am I playing as far as these different stakeholders are concerned. When I'm dealing with, let's say, my superior, my senior, what is of concern to them? What is giving them sleepless nights? What is of priority to them? When I'm dealing with my colleagues, the need to collaborate. What makes sense to my colleague in finance and I'm in HR, or I'm in marketing and they are in procurement? Getting that connection. If I'm looking at my juniors, then what struggles are they going through? I'm here as their guide. I'm here as the person who's supposed to inspire them. Yes, there is work to be done, but don't forget that they are still human beings. Applying emotional intelligence, very important. For example, an employee may be a mother who just delivered a baby. They're resuming back to work from maternity leave. You need to be aware that this person in their life, what is most important is the baby.
At that moment.
Yes. Not even the father to that baby. What about you and your KPIs? So this means that you need to be more understanding towards this female employee. You need to be more accommodative, more flexible in terms of work hours, schedules, and the kind of workload you give them. Otherwise, if you are not aware of how your own emotions impact others, how you talk, the way you address people, if you're not self-aware, you're going to have a very difficult time, as you mentioned about leadership styles. So this is going to define the kind of leader you are. And as they say, leadership is a perception. How do people perceive you? Do they look at you as someone who cares about them, or all you care about is the results and about yourself? So this is going to shape how your leadership actually unfolds. Yes, and as they say, culture in an organization is defined by what leaders accept, what leaders say. So please be cautious, be aware of what you're saying and how you're doing it. Yes.
And it even brings out your leadership style.
Exactly.
Interesting. Any resources or leadership and development programs, courses that you would recommend for someone watching this video who would want to hone their leadership skills?
A number of resources are available out there. There are people who have written books around people management. So as corporate staffing, we've reviewed all these material, quite a number of them. We've also looked at the practical challenges that employers encounter, challenges that managers go through. We've also tried to be very practical at it. So we've put together a program that goes for 4 weeks, preparing managers, preparing people who are in supervisory roles, learning the basics of people management. And our program is comprehensive in the sense that we begin by looking at the transition into management, into leadership. What is the difference? When do you lead? When do you manage? We go ahead further and look at, before you can manage anyone else, we've spoken about self-awareness. Can you manage yourself? When you ask people to perform, how is your own performance? When you ask people to come early, to report on time, how about yourself? When you talk compliance, are you compliant? So again now, when you've mastered managing yourself, cultivating a better relationship around yourself, around fellow managers, around the people above you, your superiors, is only when that you can be effective at managing those who are below you. Of course, those who are below you may relate well with you at one-on-one, but among themselves, they are fighting. There is an unfavorable competition. They could be having silos. They're working in silos, not a team. So again, we take you a step further at how do you manage teams? What is the best approach to manage a team, to delegate duties? Also at this point, we are looking at behavior change principles. Sometimes you may be having people under you who are behaving in a manner that does not sit well with how you'd want results to come about. Because when we talk about competence, we're looking at the ability to do the work and the behavior part of what how the work is done. So everything we are doing is about results. It's about driving the vision of the organization. So here we talk about strategy. How are you supposed to align everything around the department to sit in the line of the objectives of the organization? So here we focus on performance management, because that is now on the implementation side of the business strategy. So it's a very comprehensive program, Mary, and anyone watching us, if you're missing,
Interesting. Great. Thank you so much, Godfrey, for sharing with us.
Exactly.
Indeed, whether you are an aspiring leader, you are a team lead, a supervisor, you're new into management, or you just want to hone your skills more on leadership and management skills, this is an ideal program for you, just as Godfrey has mentioned. And every one of us are always looking to better or develop their leadership skills. And I believe this program will come in handy. We look forward to seeing you in our next leadership and management skills training, and even in our subsequent videos as we shed more light on how to be an effective leader. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next video.